Hello everyone, welcome to Blue Heron Hill. I'm Sue, out in the garden today. Oh, April is such an up and down month. First of all, we have 80-degree weather. Then we have 40s and 50s. Yesterday we had the 50s and 60s. Today it's going to be up into the 70s. Oh, glorious. So I will be out digging in the dirt today for sure. But if you caught one of my last videos, it was on the disaster that happened with my brassicas. So what I did was, instead of replanting and restarting my seedlings, I ended up going to the market, or to actually, this was one of those big box stores, and picking up some, this is broccoli, cabbage, and I have some cauliflower. Now, I have a little pain in my heart about doing this. I know these were overpriced, especially for what I could buy a package of seed for. I could buy a package of seed for $2, $3 or something like that, and it be the type of plant that I want. This broccoli, let's see, this broccoli is called Lieutenant. It's a large-headed cabbage, a medium day to maturity. In the spring season, I like a small-headed cabbage and a short maturity day, because our summers tend to then heat up when this is supposed to be heading up, and oftentimes it doesn't head up nice and tightly. I like a fall crop of brassicas. The broccoli heads, the broccoli crowns are tightly packed, and once you cut them, they give you off a lot of shoots, and I could be cutting shoots into November and maybe even December, the little side shoots that come out here at the juncture of the stem and the flower. These say they don't produce many side shoots. So this is not the exact thing that I wanted. So I have a little pain in my heart that I had to go and purchase these. This one was probably about the price of a whole packet of seed. And I don't know if there's anybody that also feels this way. I really feel as though I'm cheating, or because I usually do plant seed, but I know there are so many gardeners out there that go to the market and they buy their seedlings, and bravo for them, because they can plant them in good conditions and and grow their own food the way that they want to. It's unfortunate I had a disaster, and this is what I had to do. I will nourish these just as passionately and as caring for them as I would have my own little seedlings. But I do have a little pain in my heart that I had to go and buy these. But regardless, these are getting in the bed, in my brassica bed today. Now, in addition, another crop that I'm putting in the ground, and these I don't start because I don't have enough room in my seed starting area. And I don't really have a pain in my heart because I purchased these from somewhere else. These are onions. Now, I don't use onion sets. Those are those little bulbs that are like, they'd be now in their second year. They tend to go to seed on me in a lot of instances, depending upon the weather. If you have early hot spells and they aren't fully bulbed up enough, sometimes they will go to seed prematurely. But this brand is Patterson. These are from Dixondale, and last year I bought these as a replacement for copras, which they don't sell anymore, and I don't really know where I could get those. So last year I tried out Patterson. Oh wow. I will link my onion video up here. I got wonderfully large 3-4 inch heads of onions. And the best thing about them is that I still have some downstairs in my root cellar type in my basement that are still firm. I have never been able to hold on to onions this long. Now granted, some are sprouting, and I would, as soon as they started sprouting and stuff, I pull them out, chop them up, and put them in the freezer. But I am a full convert for Patterson onions. Now they're a long day onion. There are short day onions, there are medium day onions, and there are long day onions. I'm in a zone that requires long day onions because the sun rises in the northern hemisphere and it comes up to my latitude and gives me a very nice long day of sunshine. And for me, these have been the best ones to grow. So I've got to prep my garden today. Take the tarp off. I'm going to show you a little bit of that, taking the tarp off. I'm going to just aerate the soil a little bit. I'm going to amend it with some compost. I'm going to start planting these onions. Oh, they smell so good. So I've got a lot to do. So come along and follow with me. Wow, is it hot. Got to take my outside shirt off. It must be 70 for sure. All my brassicas are planted. Cabbage, cauliflower, and broccoli. I do plant them densely, at least on the average of about 12 inches. They keep the soil cooler with their large leaves that spread over the soil area, keeps the weeds from growing. So both beds are planted, and you can see in this bed, I have already covered it with insect netting, and the chickens will be unable to get into this one. At least I hope so. That and the outer perimeter is fully fenced in now. They are clamoring to go out and free range in the grass now that the grass is growing, almost ready to do first mow, and they're enjoying it. It's good for the eggs, which are good for us. Here is my onion bed. It's all tarped over, and I have a bit of a prep to do. So I'm going to remove my tarp. Have a few weeds that have even popped up under the tarp, but we'll dispense with those. Onions don't like to be crowded out by weeds, so I'm going to have to keep this as weed-free as possible. I'm going to take my stirrup hoe here and lightly break up the top inch or so. Just lightly tilled up down to about an inch. That aerates it enough. These onions aren't going to be planted much deeper than that. So next is a nice layer of compost. We are ready to plant onions. I've got compost lightly mixed with the soil that I aerated underneath. And here they are. And we're going to be planting these about an inch deep. And according to the directions, I'm supposed to be planting them much further apart. But I'm kind of a rebel gardener when it comes to planting my crops. I like to more densely plant them. Since I really am aiming for some nice big bulbs, I will be planting them minimum of 4 to 6 inches apart. The closer they are together, I will try and pull every other onion and use them as green onions during the early part of their growth period. But to start, I'm going to start with about a depth of 1 inch and about 4, 5, 6 inches apart. Now, all they need to be done if you have really extremely loose soil is just poke your finger in and I usually use my fist, and where my thumb comes down, that's where I will plant them. Or if you have, this is a dibbler I got a very long time ago. Sometimes I use this, but so in my really loose soil, I don't think I need that. If you have a little weeder, this works too. If you don't have this, you can use even a screwdriver. It's no really big deal. I put my lines in here, and I am going to, let me just kind of lay this out if you can see it here. I'm going to put one, let's see those leaves. I'll put one on this side, and then 4 inches away, I'll put another on that side. And I'm going to alternate them down the row. I'm going to alternate them down either side of the row like this. So it's kind of, I term this as my double row of onions. So in there, and just, they really don't need to be too deep. Just an inch is all they need. The bulb of an onion actually grows above the ground. I have lots to plant, so that's what I'll be doing. And once I get all of this bed done, I'll be back. Now, doesn't that look beautiful? Ooh, took a while, but I did get it done. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 double rows, as I call it, and then this row here all the way are singles, and those I probably will pull every other one as a green onion and use those during the early part of the summer, and leave probably a few will be able to bulb up. The sun has gone behind some clouds, so it turned out to be a little bit better. It's getting awfully hot out here. Now, I did have some left over, and as you see, I just stuck them in my green stock here. They're the very small ones. I've got a number of them. Like here's one here. Got some in the upper row. I just stuck them in wherever I could find a little nook to put them in. Oh, not there. I think my green stock is looking just fine. I still have a few more of these little tiny little skinny matchsticks. And I think I'm going to go and put those in another part of the garden. I have this raised bed here that had a few of those dug up lettuces and kale at the end. So I think I will just interplant some of these little matchstick green onions. There we go. I'm not really expecting these to bulb up and give me a nice 3 to 4 inch diameter onion, but with a good drink of water and a little fertilizer, they will do fine at any stage I decide to pick them. All right, all done. I watered the green stalk right here. A clue to when you have watered enough is when you have water coming out of this hose. It's an overflow hose. But it looks like all of mine have gotten a tasty drink of water. I rotate it. Oops. There we go, even the spinach up top. It's been a long day. It started off hot with full sunshine. Then it got a little cooler because the clouds came in. We even had a sun shower with the sun out and it was raining. It's crazy. But I did get in a little fertilizer for my onions. I put on a 10-20-10, and the 20 in the center is phosphorus, and that is for stimulating root growth, which those onions are a root crop, and you harvest that bulb as a root. So I'm not going to water them. We are supposed to be getting some rain overnight and into tomorrow, so I'm hoping that the sky is going to bless me and I won't have to water, because I don't have my drip irrigation system set up for the onions yet. As a matter of fact, everything is still in pretty much a disarray as far as my watering system goes, but I don't have much into the garden. We did plant those brassicas out, and I did give them a quick shot of water, and so they are fine and hopefully on their way. And if the chickens stay out of there, we will have a beautiful crop of broccoli, cabbage, and cauliflower. So until the next time that we can go digging in the dirt, and I have the fingernails to prove it today. Happy gardening. Bye.